Today we are at my dad's shop and he is dynoing his 2020 GT500. We are really excited about it, more than normal, because HP Tuners just unlocked the DCT. So the tune has been out for a couple days, but we don't know if a lot of people have it yet. Unfortunately, unlocking the trans is not going to show on the dyno sheet, but it will show at the track. Unfortunately, it being winter here in Michigan, we aren't going to be able to test that. But I'm trying to get my dad to go to Florida or go to some out-of-state events so we can see what unlocking this trans has done. We've seen a couple cars go in deep nines. We've seen a few of the stock ones be low 10s or mid 10s. So we're really excited to see what unlocking this will do and to see if maybe you can avoid having clutches in it for a while. We've seen people testing clutches. So pretty excited to see what it's going to put down on the dyno and show you guys what wheels my dad did and lowering it, and it just overall not looking stock. So I will show you guys in just a second. My dad was extremely impressed with the numbers that the car put down stock. While the guys were putting the JLT on it to do the tuned passes, I wanted to show you guys my mom's Fox since it was over in the shop and my dad's been doing some minor stuff to it. Haha, minor, with the engine and trans being gone. My dad was refreshing it because it hasn't been to the track in a long time and he does want to take it out this year. You may recognize this car. This is my mom's 1988 Tropical Yellow Fox body that was the BFG ad. I plan to do a video on it in the future when everything's back together. Here is the stock gearbox, and then here is the JLT. You can see that it's significantly bigger. So what made you want a GT500?
Basically, after driving a couple customer ones back in early 2020, I decided it was I had to get one. Just fell in love with everything about the car, mostly the DCT trans.
How are you liking having your first S550?
I like it so far. I'm not a big fan of how big and heavy they've become, and I'm still not haven't fully warmed up to IRS and the rear end, but I'm okay with it. I like the car. I like how they look, and I like the Shelby more than anything now, as far as S550 platforms go.
What made you go back to having a red car?
Basically just tired of taking care of black paint. That's all there is to it. And I've always liked red or white, honestly.
So what wheels are these? I see that they're not the stock ones.
Yeah, the main thing that I couldn't wait to get rid of on the car was the factory wheels. The carbon wheels, the carbon package wheels are beautiful but expensive and probably difficult to deal with if they get damaged. So I wanted something that looked like something Ford would have put on the car, something that appears to be OEM, but definitely bigger and bulgier and more bold than both of the factory rims that this car could have come with. So I went with some BC forged 10-spoke, and got away from black rims. I don't like dark or black rims any longer. I've just decided that when you step too far back from a car, black rims just look like black discs. You don't see any definition in the shape of the wheel or the spokes or whatever. So I went with these BC forged 10-spoke. They're 20 by 11 in the front and a big 20 by 12 in the rear. And I took the factory 315 rear tire and put it on the front to fill the front of the car out more. And then put a massive Michelin 335/30 on the rear. And I got it all tucked in and managed to get it to work to where nothing sticks out past the fender well, and it's very tastefully done. Worked out really good. I had to modify an upper rear shock bracket, a couple other little tweaks, and I got it moved in and got it to look like it should. Worked out really good. The car drives really nice with me so far.
So what did it make stock on the dyno?
Okay, so obviously we got big plans for the car. It's nothing new that these cars on E85 can eventually make well over 900 of the wheel, if not more. But the car only has 400 miles on it. I've only owned it about a month. And completely stock with the bigger rims and tires on the rear, it made 672 a day or so ago, which I was surprised. Most of them usually make 650 to 660 rear wheel. This one made 670. It's probably the fact that it's a little cold outside right now. And I believe this rim is lighter than the original rim, the normal rims that come on these cars. Even though the tire's a little bit bigger, I think ultimately I've ended up with less weight in the back, or as far as wheels go, than the stock stuff. So it made 672 completely stock. And I think a little over 500 foot-pounds. I got to look at the sheets, I don't remember.
We'll post the dyno sheet. So what made you go with the JLT?
Well, JLT is one of the industry standards as far as I'm concerned when it comes to airboxes on many applications, but especially Fords and the Mustangs. Just one of my favorites. They've always taken good care of me for customer stuff, customer support, and my own personal cars. I just always felt that the JLTs were at the top of some of the best airboxes out there, so that's why I went that route. So we bolted the JLT on, and I use HP Tune on all my modern Coyote applications, anything 2011 and newer Fords. I use strictly HP Tune for custom tuning, all that stuff. So all I did to it was, as far as tuning goes, was raise the rev limiter from the factory default of I think 7450 or 75, raised it all the way to 8450, and by simply installing the airbox, adding 1 degree of timing, and loosening up a little bit of the cap protection, which goes into a very large enrichment mode, or adds a lot of fuel to protect the cats. Just back that down a little bit, and by revving it to well over 8,000, but mostly closer to 8,000, the car picked up, I think it was 82 to the wheels, which is pretty impressive for just an airbox tuning, and no pulley change, no other changes. Most of that, in all fairness, comes from simply revving the car higher. These cars are limited by RPM, just like Hellcats. They can pull further than the factory rev limiter. They just choose not to for certain reasons, for durability, warranty, stuff like that.
Do you plan to change the pulley with this blower, or do you want to wait until you port it, or maybe get the 3.8?
I'd like to do a bigger replacement blower on the car eventually, but I'm not going to wait for that, I don't think. I think within the next month and a half, I'm going to port this blower and do a pulley swap all at once, an upgraded heat exchanger or intercooler heat exchanger, and of course also Cook's headers with some matching mid pipes to go with it, and probably resonators to control how the car sounds and keep it from getting too loud and frappy like I usually don't like. And then probably E85 at the same time, I'm hoping.
Oh, yeah, I didn't even realize that you didn't do it this time.
No, it's not, no, E85, that's not happening while it's still mostly stock with just a simple package like airbox and tuning.
So being one of the first that has the DCT unlocked now by HP tuners, right, do you think at the track it's going to make a significant difference?
I don't know, I hope so. Right now, they haven't unlocked everything that I think we need to see with the DCT. It's coming, it's all a matter of time. For right now, just a couple of things have been unlocked. Most of it's going to be to get good power to the ground in first gear. There's a lot of clutch protection stuff going on right now, so these cars aren't 60-footing and basically launching as hard as they could. But at the end of the day, it is a manual trans or a clutch type trans, so you can't hammer them too hard without other things either breaking or traction or issues like that. So there's other things we need to worry about, but it is currently held back by computer tuning or transmission tuning. But so far the DCT being unlocked at this level and even slightly above this level, it doesn't matter at this point. They still shift hard and crisp and good, even up to about 850, 900 rear wheel without having access to any DCT stuff up until now.
What's your first event you think you'll take this to?
I'm not sure. I don't know. Probably something in mid to late April, I'm hoping. Maybe something sooner, but April at this point.
Are you going to let me drive this one?
Maybe.
Can you explain to everyone why you never let me drive your 13?
I don't know. I never let you drive any of my cars if I can help it.
See, I told you guys.
I just think of reasons why to not let you.
Yeah, but I've been a good driver. I can handle an 8-second car.
And
I get that question all the time, Dad. That's why I'm asking.
That way. I just don't like people driving my stuff.
Are you that way with paying for things too?
Yeah, other people can pay for my things.
No, I meant you paying for mine, because that's a common misconception.
Race car stuff isn't free, and it's not supposed to come from your parents.
See, guys, I told you, Dad doesn't pay for anything.
Teach your lesson.
Oh, I'm almost 30, Dad.
That's right.
Lessons.
So you have to own your own stuff. You have to pay for your own stuff.
He even makes me pay for my tuning credits.
That's right.
I just get his time for free.
Pay for mine. That's how I word it.
I get all my dad's lovely time for free. So in conclusion, my dad is ecstatic with how much power the car picked up for literally just to tune in an airbox. He's going to do E85 like he mentioned and figure out if he's going to go Whipple or just port this blower. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you HP Tuners for all your help. We are super, super excited. I love that car. Fingers crossed that maybe he will actually let me drive it. I think he will this time, but it's really, really crappy out in Michigan, so he doesn't really want to get salt on it. We got a lot coming up. I have some TED Talks I'd like to do. I also have to get back to my newscast idea that I haven't gotten to yet. And I will be going over my mom's car that I kind of mentioned for a second. But again, I want to wait until some of that stuff is nice. But if you can hear in the back, sounds like a fan. That's Bryan heating up the garage. So I'm gonna get back to working on the SN with him. We didn't put out a video this Tuesday because we really didn't do enough to show you guys, and I don't want to put out junk just to put out a video. So we're gonna get back to working on the SN. We'll have some stuff for you this Tuesday. So remember, SN stuff is going to be all on Tuesdays, coyote swap things, and then we're gonna get back to my car. We had some issues with it down at the Christmas tree race that I haven't talked about yet, and I'm a little bit burnt out from them. So I'll let you guys know what's going on with my car soon. We'll get there. I just don't have the heart to dig into it yet. But my tag phrase that's going to be new for 21 that I'm going to start saying is stay in your lane. And before you think of that as like a Mustang crowd thing, that's basically just stay in your lane with things that you don't know. I had someone say something very nasty to me on YouTube last week in a video, and it really, really shook me to the core that people are just mean. And I know a lot of people say to just let it go, but it is tough when, you know, it's just tough, you know. I don't know how to explain it. Sometimes they just get to you. So stay in your lane, guys. We're going to have a really awesome 2020, no negativity. And if you guys have any other questions or anything you guys would like to see in the new year or this new year, let me know, and I would love to tackle them with you guys. So see you guys in the next video on Coyote Swap Things.